Hello, and welcome back to Productive Dragons channel, where we do unboxes, plan with me's, and other things. And if you like that, please consider subscribing. Today, I'm going to show you what I got in my June book haul. Want to see what I got? Come join me. Alright, so I won a few books. I did 2 orders from Book Outlet, and then I also did some subscription boxes as well as ollies. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the ones that I won. So we'll start with that one, and it's Shark Heart, a love story by Emily Habeck. For Lewis and Wren, their first year of marriage is also their last. A few weeks after they're married, Lewis receives a rare diagnosis. He will remain most of his consciousness, memories, and intellect, but his physical body will gradually transform into a great white shark. At first, Wren resists accepting her husband's fate. Then glimpses of Lewis's development carnivorish nature activates long-repressed memories for Wren, whose stories vacillate between her childhood, her time with a college girlfriend, and her unusual friendship with a woman pregnant with 2 twin birds. Woven throughout is the story of Wren's mother, Angela, who became pregnant when Wren was at 15 in an abusive relationship. In the presence, all of Wren's grief rises to the surface and makes an impossible choice. So here is the author. I got this, I believe this was a Goodreads giveaway. This one, which I can't tell you I can't read you this one because this is Atonement, Volume 2, the Bloodstone Legacy. I ended up winning this, I believe, now I can't think of the name of the author XP, I think. And I think it's that one. And I ended up putting into it, and sure enough, I got it. Surprise, surprise. Alright, as for the books, or subscriptions, we have one that is Phoenix Cycle, and these are the 2 books that came. Saints and Monsters by Ellen McGinty. With her crooked spine and reckless heart, Princess Mira always knew she wasn't meant to become Queen of Ezo. But when her sister, the rightful heir, is cursed on eve of her coronation, Mira must defend her kingdom from a ruthless invaders by taking the throne. Yet, while some countries have simple coronations in Evro, the princess must first claim a sea dragon. Only the dragon is vicious, perfect, and wholesome everything Mira is not. And if the dragon doesn't deem her worthy, it will devour her. Turning to the saints for help, she doesn't anticipate that her actions will transform the dragon into a mortal, or that she'll steal his heart, literally. Now, as 2 hearts beat inside Mira's chest, she reminds that her life is intertwined with a dragon who despises her weakness. Despite their differences, they must work together to reverse the curse and save the kingdom before more is lost than their stolen hearts. Okay, and it came with a signature plate. And the other one was The Mountain of Dragons and Sacrifices. I'm hoping this is book 1. Looks like it, yay. Every year, Nessa's village sacrifice a maiden to the dragon in the mountain. If they don't, the dragon will sweep down from his lair and destroy them all. When Nessa is chosen to be this year's sacrifice, she prepares to be eaten as much as any can prepare for such a thing. Instead, she finds herself swept away to a world of dragons, gnomes, and fairy creatures beyond her imagination, leaving her with more questions than answers. If the maiden's purpose isn't to be eaten, then what is the dragon's reason for the sacrifice? And why is the dragon nothing like what she has been told he would be? And most frightening of all, what would happen if she lit the candle and looked upon the dragon's face? They were saying that there were going to be dragons, and I did a one-time purchase for this. This one is from Twisted Retreat, and it is At Dark, I Become Lonesome by Eric LaRoche. I absolutely love Eric LaRoche. And as you see, he has lovely, and this thing is just absolutely gorgeous. A single line of text, glowing in the darkness of the internet, written by Ashley Luton, who has often thought the same and worse in the years since his wife died and his young son disappeared. But the peace of a grave is not for him. It's for those he can help. Ashley has constructed a particular ritual for those who desire to die is at war with their yearnings to live a better life. Struggling to overcome his own endless grief, one night Ashley finds connection with Jinx, a potential candidate for Ashley's next ritual, who spins a tale both revolting and fascinating. Thus begins a relationship that traps the two men in an ever-tightening spiral of painful revelations where long hidden secrets are dragged, kicked, and screaming into the light. Only then can we find healing. Only through death can we find new life. Yes, I've already read it. The next book I got was from Bite Me Box Monthly. They do a quarterly, and I did one time do their quarterly one for their paranormal. This is a monthly one that they do. I decided I wanted the Junes because of the fact it's B.E. Schwab, and I'm like, of course I'm grabbing it. So Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil was their June book, and I got that. This story is about hunger. 1532, Santo Domingo de la Cruz. A young girl grows up wild and willy. Her beauty is only outmatched by her dream of escape. But Maria knows she can only ever be a prize, or a pawn, in a game played by men. When the alluring stranger offers an alternative path, Maria makes a desperate choice. She vows to have no regret. This story is about love. 1827, London. A young woman lives an idyllic but cloistered life on her family's estate, until a moment of forbidden intimacy sees her shipped off to London. Charlotte Tender's heart and seemingly possible wishes are swept away by an invitation by a beautiful widow, but the price of freedom is higher than she could have ever imagined. This story is about rage. 2019, Boston. Colleges was supposed to be her chance to be someone new. That's why Alice moved halfway across the world, leaving her old life behind. But after an out-of-character one-night stand leaves her questioning her past, her present, and her future, Alice throws herself into hunting for answers and revenge. This story is about life, how it ends, and how it starts. Of course, we have there, and this is a signed one. Yay. Ta-da. So, yes, very nice. It's very nice little thing here. Okay, so those are the books that were one or subscription. I will get the two books that I got from Aldi's. I got Dune. I decided I wanted to try this out, so I got the book, and so hopefully I'll get a chance to read it. And then The Good Sister by Sally Hempworth. Now, I got her books via Book of the Month. That's how I got introduced by her. And I'll be honest, I've enjoyed them. So, it's a large print edition. From outside, everyone thinks Rose and Fern are as close as twin sisters can be. Rose is the responsible one, with a fierce desire to become a mother. Fern is the librarian who avoids social interactions and whom the world might just describe as truly odd. But the sisters are devoted to one another, and Rose has always been Fern's protector from the time they were small. Fern needed protecting because their mother was a sociopath who hid her true nature from the world, and only Rose could see it. What Rose doesn't realize is that Fern is growing more and more aware of the secret Rose is keeping, and that their mother might have the last word after all. So I can't wait to get this one. I don't think I need to read you the thing about Dune. So, all right, now comes the book outlet. what? I'll start with the fictions first, because I did get a lot of nonfiction. Fangs by Sarah Anderson. This is a graphic novel of a vampire and a werewolf relationship. I've already read it. I got this from the library. I borrowed it from the library. And when I saw it on Book Outlet, I was like, I'm grabbing it because it was good. Martha Wells, Wheel of the Infinite. Every year, the imagines a world of the infinite must be painstakingly remade to ensure another year of peace and harmony for the celestial empire. Every 100 years, the very fabric of the world must be rewoven, linked by a mystical energies of the invite. The wheel and the world are one. But a black storm is spreading across the wheel, reappearing each morning bigger and darker than before, unraveling the beauty and orderly patterns. Maskell, a murderer and traitor, has been summoned back to help put the world right, with the assistance of the mysterious Ryan, a swordsman of some renown. If they can't find the source of the problem that plagues the wheel, the world may find its latest rotation is his last. I don't know if there's a picture. No, there is no picture. But yeah, I like Martha Wells, so I decided I'd grab that. We have Darcy Coates' Ghost Camera. When Jeannie finds an abandoned Polaroid camera, she playfully snaps a photo without second thought. But there's something wrong with the image. A ghostly figure stands in the background watching her, fixated on her. Moving one step closer with every picture she takes. Despite Jenny sharing her secret with her best friend Bree, together they realize the camera captures unsettling impressions of the dead. But now the ghosts seem to be following the two friends. And with each new photo taken, a terrible danger grows even clearer. And nope. So that was interesting. I thought, oh, okay. Emily Wilde's Map of the Otherlands. This is the second book in the Wilder series, Emily Wilder series. So we'll not be talking about that. Then we got Ghost Station by S.A. Barnes. Psychologist Dr. Ophelia Bray has dedicated her life to study and prevention of EHAC riser syndromes, RES, the most famous case of which resulted in the brutal murder of 29 people. It's a personal to her, and when she's assigned to a small exploration crew who recently suffered the tragic death of a colleague, she wants to help. But as they begin to establish residency on the abandoned planet, it becomes clear that the crew is hiding something. Ophelia's crewmates are far from interested in investigating an eerie ancient planet and unraveling the mysteries behind the previous colonizers' hasty departure, then opening up to her. That is, until their pilot is discovered gruesomely murdered. Is this Ophelia's worst nightmare starting? A wave of violence and mental deterioration of RES? Or is it something more sinister? Try that again. Or is it something even more sinister? Terrified that the history will repeat itself, Ophelia and the crew must work together to figure out what's happening. But trust is hard to come by, and the crew members aren't the only ones keeping secrets. Here is the author. And Chuck Winberry's Black River Orchard. I did love the Book of Accidents. I don't think I've read anything else by him yet, so I can't wait. It is autumn in the town of Harrow, but something besides the season is changing there, because in that town there is an orchard, and in that orchard 7 most unusual trees. And from those trees grow a new sort of apple. Strange, beautiful, the skin so red it's nearly black. Take one bite, take a bite of one of these apples, and you will desire only to devour another and another. You'll become stronger, more vile, more yourself. You'll believe. But then your appetite for apples and their peculiar gifts will keep growing and become darker. This is what happens when townfolk discover the secret of the orchard. Soon it seems that everyone is consuming by an obsession with the magic of the apples. And what's the harm if it's making them all happier, more confident, more powerful? Even if something else is buried in the orchard besides the seeds of these extraordinary trees, a bloody history whose roots reach back to the origins of the town. But now the leaves are falling. The days grow dark. It's harvest time, and the town will soon reap what it has sown. There is the author. So that was kind of interesting. I was like, whoo. So, now comes the other one. So, I got me 2 sticker books. The Creepy Cute sticker book, which I just could not pass up. They had some cute little things in here. I was like, okay, yeah, I like some of this. So I thought, be kind of nice to incorporate. So we got that. Then, of course, I had to get the horror one. I mean, come on. I'm a horror lover, so, you know, of course I'm going to try for that. Oops. So we have some of these. Nice. All right. Then we have Abby Size, The Art of Traveling journal. I was like, okay, I like her stuff. I think I am subscribed to her newsletter, so I thought, oh, that'd be kind of cool to have. Jewelry makers for beginners. I thought this would be nice to have to refresh everything and kind of just enjoy. Embroidery for everyone. Learn easy to learn techniques of 50 patterns by Kelly Fletcher. So I like this. I'm thinking of getting into some embroidery and enjoying it. See, as you see, we have little there. Then we have hand lettering to A to Z workbook, also by Abby Sale. So yeah, I thought this would be good. And you have a lot of workspaces and things like that. So I thought this would be nice to have. Another embroidery one, satisfying stitches. Learn the simple embroidery and embrace the joy of stitching by hand by Hope Brassfield. I think I actually got one of their kits, and so that would be kind of cool, you know. So we have all these, and they show us different stitch methods and things like that. Another one, how to embroider almost every cute thing. The source of 550 motifs and beginner stitch tutorials. And they have the color ones, and then they have the patterns in the back. So that was nice. I love this Tamara Laporte. I couldn't believe they had this on there, so I was like, I'm grabbing. Because I enjoy her work. I don't know if her pictures... Here she is. I absolutely love her stuff. I normally will try and get into her free summits and whatnot. And then also I get her newsletter because I enjoy it. So I'm glad to have at least one of her books now. How to Journal Like an Artist, a beginner's guide to keeping a sketch journal. I thought this would be kind of interesting and different and kind of give me a little bit of ideas. So this was one that I decided I had to get. Now we're getting to the hardbacks. Painting in watercolor. I absolutely haven't been doing my watercolor in a while, so I thought, you know, it would be great to have some info on this. And then this one happened to be on Book Outlet. And I was surprised because it was also one of my library books that I bought. I thought, you know, this is a really good guide. I thought I'd have it. And so it was nice to have it for reference, so I could grab it at any time and be able to use it. So, audiobooks. I got for the month of June. Not too bad. What did you think of my selection? What are you hoping that I read first? What did you think of my reference books? If you have any suggestions in that area, please put them down below. Like the video, and until next time, I hope everybody is having a wonderful